Hi, I'm Dale Spada. I'm the curator of the Botanical Gardens here at the Creation Museum in Petersburg, Kentucky. We're inside the Conservatory, which is a new project that the Creation Museum is getting ready to open this Thanksgiving. We have different spaces depicting different temperatures from the Holy Land. So the goal is to actually show and teach about the plants from Scripture, making a literal connection from the plant to the Scripture. Like what's behind us here, the Judean date palm is the literal plant from the Holy Lands, and it's just a lot of fun to have that growing here at the Creation Museum. Acquisition, or being able to find the correct plant material, has been and continues to be the real challenge. So we have quite a variation in size. We have this, which is the correct one, and then we have, for instance, the boswellia, the frankincense, and it's this big. So we want one this big, but so finding the sources to actually to find the correct species, sources for those species, has been a challenge. So the crown of thorns is one of the plants that has a few different plants that it actually could be. So again, we use these different mechanisms, the translation, location, archaeological proof, to prove, and we try to focus on that. When we don't have all three, what we're going to try to do is display the variations of plants that it could be. So as you go through the conservatory, you're in the palm house, you're going to go into subtropical, Mediterranean, and then you're going to come through at the end in the arid house, and we're going to display the three different plants that are most likely to be the crown of thorns. The last message they're going to get is in the arid house with the crown of thorns, and that's where they're really going to get the biblical presentation, the call to Christ. So, which is the culmination of what we're trying to do. So I guess really, what's the goal? The goal is to drive people to Christ, to show people that He's alive, and we're doing that in another way here. It's just another ministry tool, which is awesome to be part of. And I get excited by showing people, here's the plant correlating to Scripture. It's alive, so it just kind of brings the Bible to life. That's my goal. And the ministry goal is just using this as a biblical tool, a discipleship tool, so when guests come, they can see that some of these plants are related. And so often people don't realize there's different temperatures in the Holy Land. So you have sand, obviously, in Israel, and that's what most people think of. But as you read Scripture, you read about mountains, you read about rivers, and all these different areas hold different temperatures and relative humidities. And that's what we're going to try to display here. So in each one of these spaces, there's multitude of things that all have to work together to try to get that temperature. So there is quite a learning curve, because we haven't grown Judean date palms here before, and some of the other plant materials. And we're still putting doors on, so we can't really fine-tune that until everything's closed in. But the way that we're planning on doing that is by controlling the windows opening and closing. There's a fogger system that's going to help us control the humidity. There's shade curtains on the top that will open and close, but at night they close to keep the heat in. So it's like a blanket. So instead of all the heat radiating out, the shades are also used at night. So all these, and fans, obviously the fans are always moving around. Unless the fog comes on, then the fans turn off. So all these things, again, have to work in concert to try to keep the correct temperature, which varies as you walk through. That's why these houses are separated individually.